Alrighty, this is my Super Bowl prediction video. I haven't done a video in probably over a month. Anyway, let's get right to it. I'm going to go in the AFC, I'm going to do the Denver Broncos. In the NFC, I'm doing the Carolina Panthers. I think it's going to be the Panthers versus the Broncos in the Super Bowl this year, Super Bowl 50. The main reason is this. I know a lot of people like the Packers, a lot of people like the Patriots. Here's the thing. In the playoffs, you have to have a run game and you have to have a solid defense, right? Let's start with the Packers. Through 8 weeks, they don't have a run game, and I'm not sure how good their defense is, right? I don't think it's an elite defense like the Broncos defense. It's not like they don't have the toughness of the Panthers defense. So Green Bay, they're weak. If you had to, I'm not saying they're weak, but I'm saying if you had to pick a weakness for the Packers, it's their running game and it's their defense, right? Okay. And then for the Patriots, I feel it's the same thing. The last year when they had Darrelle Revis, it was a different defense. Now I think the defense is still pretty good, but I don't think it's the Broncos defense. And if you had to look at their weakness on offense, it's their run game. So now let's go to the teams that I did pick. Now Patriots, Packers, I think are the two favorites. I'm trying to think if I'm leaving out anyone that's like a clear favorite. Some people would say maybe the Bengals. I just don't see the Bengals pulling through. I don't see the Bengals pulling through maybe they get the AFC Championship, maybe they knock off a Denver or a New England team, but I don't see them going to the Super Bowl. Anyway, the Broncos, the reason they're going to go to the Super Bowl, in my opinion, is every other year their offense came out really fast and their defense sucked, right? This year, they have the best defense in the league, and their offense is not as good. But what you got to remember too, the offense is different now. Gary Kubiak's the new head coach. He has a distinguished offense, or a distinct offense that he's always ran. And I think Peyton Manning is playing to that game. It's not, Gary Kubiak is a zone scheme blocking coach, a lot of play action, short passes with deep throws. On play action. The point is that Peyton Manning never played in that kind of system. And I think he's willing to learn, because his way hasn't won the Super Bowl. It won it 1 year, and they beat the worst team to make the Super Bowl in the last 10, 15 years, which is the Chicago Bears with Rex Grossman starting as their quarterback. So the Broncos' defense is stout. Their offense is going to get better. That's just how it is. And they already have the best defense in the league right now. Carolina, okay? I think when it comes down to Carolina and Green Bay at the NFC Championship, I think it will just come down to grittiness and toughness. And if I had to say who was the tougher team, I think Carolina. Cam Newton's playing at an MVP level. They have a run game because Cam Newton makes it deceptive. Jonathan Stewart ran for 125 yards last night. The offensive line is solid. And again, that defense is gritty. That defense is very tough. And again, I just think if it comes down to Carolina and Green Bay, it's going to be who's tougher. And I think Carolina's a tougher team. One more thing too. A high-octane passing team has never won the Super Bowl. It just doesn't work that way. Again, in the playoffs, you have to have a run game and a defense. Right? Now, some people, I heard the two brought up when I was talking with some people, the two brought up to me were the Colts, the year they beat the Bears in the Super Bowl. That Colts team actually rushed for 174 yards in the Super Bowl. Dominic Rose, I think, was the running back. Joseph Adai. They were running the ball effectively. The other one that brought up was when the Saints won the Super Bowl a couple years back, or whatever that was, like 4 or 5 years ago. They think it was a high-octane passing team. No, the Saints were 6th in the league in rushing. Look it up. Saints were 6th in the league in rushing that year. Okay, you have to run and you have to have a defense come playoff time. The field gets shorter. They play more inside the box. It becomes a gritty game come playoffs. That being the case, I'm going the Denver Broncos versus the Carolina Panthers in Super Bowl 50. Cheers. Say bye, Hendrix.